A very good morning to all my kids. Kids, today we will be starting with a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Important Dynasties of South India. In this lesson, the achievement of famous king from Satvahana, Kadamba, Ganga, Chalukya, Pallava, Chola, Rashtrakuta, Kalyana Chalukya, and Hoysala dynasty are described. The contributions of these dynasties to art, agriculture, religion, literature, education, economic, and social field are also being explained. So let's go ahead and get to know about them. Let's get started with Satavahanas first. The Satvahanas were the first to establish the dynasty in Deccan and settle in the land between river Godavari and river Krishna, which is present-day regions of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Maharashtra. The Satvahanas were the vassals of Chandragupta Maurya and paid tribute to him. Then Simuka became independent in 220 BC and established his capital in Srikakulam. Gautamiputra Satakarni was a prominent king of the Satvahana dynasty. He expanded his kingdom to include Konkan, Berar, Saurashtra, Malwa, and many new areas. Gautamiputra Satakarni was given the title Trisamudra Toya Pitavahana. It means the one who has a horse or horse for riding that has drank the water of 3 seas. He had defeated the Sakas and began the Salivahana Saka era. The last king of the dynasty was Sri Yajna Satakarni. During his time, the empire stood devastated on account of continual attacks by the Sakas. The king was supreme during the Satvahana's rule, but for purpose of administration, the kingdom had been divided into provinces called Janapadas. Officers were appointed to look after the Janapadas. Self-governing institutions looked after the cities and villages. Discrimination on the basis of Varna system did not exist in this society, and women had a status and held a high office. People of different occupations like farmers, merchants, goldsmiths, fishermen, carpenters, weavers, and medicinesmen had formed occupational associations. These associations later emerged as commercial and trade organizations. Nasik, Kalyan, Bharuch, Bhatakal were the famous trade center, and foreign trade was given encouragement. The Satvahanas followed the Vedic traditions, but they believed in harmony and encouraged other religions like Buddhism and Jainism. The Satvahanas promoted art, literature, and education. Literature was created in Prakrit language, which was the language of both scholars and common people. Gatha Shaptasati was written by King Hala in this period. This period also saw the creation of paintings at Ajanta and Amravati. Many temples, viharas, chaitalyas were built. The Banavasi merchant Bhutapala built a Chaitalya Griha at Karle. The period of Satvahanas enjoyed economic prosperity. The main reason for this is the trade that took place within the country and outside the country. Many towns of the empire were the centers of the trade. The towns were called nigamas. Paitan, Karle, Kanheri, Junar and Nasik of Maharashtra, Dhanyaketa of Andhra Pradesh and Vajanti of Uttar Karnataka districts were the main centers of the trade. The towns had societies named Shreni. They were groups formed by professionals and traders to protect their interests. For example, the Dainik Shreni was a society of grocery merchants. Similarly, smiths, potters, and others had their own societies. Each Shreni had a senior who was called as Shreshti. The Shreshti were usually rich. One such Shreshti had built a chaitya at Karle. Bullock carts, horses, and donkeys were used for inland cargo movements. That's all from today's class. Thank you very much for paying